improved. Brandon Gardner. Initiating in, nicely done. He works up the hill now. Nice and tight to the inside clip, filling the outside zone at the top of the hill, working back down it now, grabbing that inside clip. Nice on the transition, but goes really deep. Has to use that throttle to stay off the wall. He works down to the next inside clip. Got some final transition coming up here. And all the way out there to that white line. That's what we want to see. And across Brandon Gardner. 91.7 on the board for him. Initiates in. Makes this transition to come down the hill now. Throws that car at outside zone 4 and all the way out there to that wall. Works his way through outside zone 5. I like the line that he's on there. He's going to make a good arc out to outside zone 6, but really come off the throttle there as he tries to get it back down to that inside clip. Last and final zone here. And there he goes.
Top 32 battle is underway. Darius Ostrega out front. Ooh, Brandon Gardner not leaving enough room for the transition there, but it doesn't upset him too much. But Brandon on the attack off of that initiation, sticking right to the door through that inside clip in outer zone 2 as they come through outer zone 3 towards outer zone 4. Look at the attack from Brandon in that chase. He is not leaving the side of Darius Ostrega's BMW at all as they come into outer zone 5 and now get ready to go towards outer zone 7. A good job from Darius Ostrega out front here, but Brandon has just been on the attack this whole time around this whole course. Lights go on, and who will take one of the 2 spots remaining in the top 16? Initiating in is Brandon Gardner, right with him, Darius Ostrega. Quickly tries to get into that pocket, maybe not as close as Brandon was on his chase run, but still making it look good as they come over the hill down through outer zone 3, transitioning now to outer zone 4, riding that wall all the way around, almost pulling away a little bit from Darius there through outer zone 4. Now they make the transition up to outer zone 5. Darius just keeping a nice proximity, not crazy close, but not too far away. He's just right there where he needs to be as they make the transition into outer zone 8. And they finish out the second half of this battle. Let's go on, off they go. The last top 16 battles underway. Lazam initiates in, looking good off the initiation. Brandon a little hesitant there off that initiation, but slowly regains that proximity as they come up the hill through outer zone 2. Now through outer zone 3, down the hill. Brandon on the attack here. Good transition as they come into outer zone 4. Lazam looking dialed here, but there's the attack from Brandon, starting to really get on the door and apply that pressure as they come through the inside clip towards outside zone 7. One last transition to go. And look at that, side by side, door to door. They finish out that run. The lights go on and off they go. NOS Energy Drink Z, driven by Brandon, initiates in, but there's Lazam right there with them. Almost the same, lost a bit of proximity, but then regained it as they come up towards outer zone 2. Now over the hill through outer zone 3 towards outside zone 4. Real wide goes Lazam. Now I thought he was going to go into the wall, but he avoids it and keeps that proximity through outer zone 5 as they come up towards outer zone 6. That slowly losing, well, he's not losing proximity, but he's right there. He's just kind of not really pushing towards getting as close to that door. Maybe a little wall tap there from Brandon as they, Brandon Gardner qualifying 27th. We'll see how this plays out. Initiating in, looking good off the initiation. Nick Hang sticking right there with them on the door, though, through outer zone 1 and into outer zone 2. Coming up the hill now into outer zone 3, filling all of outer zone 3, turning into outer zone 4. Now going deep into the wall was Brandon Patrick. Nick Hang takes advantage of that and gains a lot of proximity, putting it right on the door as they come through outer zone 6. Nick Hang's giving him no room to breathe. Look at that, right along the door. They come into outer zone 8 now. And right along the door, side by side, they bang. Now in the lead position. Brandon Gardner ready to chase him down. Initiating in, looking good for Nick Hang. Could have filled outer zone 1 a little bit more. Brandon Gardner on the attack though as they come through outer zone 2, up the hill through outer zone 3. Looking good so far for the lead and the chase as they come into outer zone 4. Not as close this time as Brandon Gardner to Nick Hang as they come through outer zone 5, but Nick Hang not filling all of outer zone 5. Gets through outer zone 6. Now Brandon Gardner starts to put that pressure on, getting right close to that door as he makes a huge surge for outer zone 8. They come through outer zone 8 door to door. I think we did this last round, but here we go. Brandon Patrick in the Ferrari, Brandon Gardner in that NOS Energy Drink Z, initiating in. Brandon Patrick not filling all of outer zone 1, but still getting through it as they come up the hill. Brandon Gardner on the attack, sticking to the door of Brandon Patrick through that first few outside zones. Now to outside zone 4. Look at Patrick, or Gardner, right on the door of Patrick as they come through outer zone 5. Now up the hill to outer zone 6. Right there, look at that, as close as he could possibly get as they come through outer zone 7. Now to make that transition into outer zone 8. Brandon Gardner all over him with a little bit of contact, but the lights go on and off they go. Second half of this battle's underway. Only one can make it to the finals. Initiating in, looking good off that initiation, and look at Brandon Patrick trying to apply that pressure, but Gardner able to keep him at bay just a little bit more as they come down the hill through outer zone 3, now towards outer zone 4. They both entered beautifully, but Brandon Patrick keeping like just beautiful proximity, just right on the wheel, just wheel to wheel through it, not quite on the door as they come through outer zone 6 into 7 here. Brandon Patrick just putting it perfectly on the side of Brandon Gardner as they come through the final outer zone. And day long, Brandon Gardner showed some crazy aggression in that last battle. We'll see how this plays out. They initiate in, looking good for Ernestus out front. Brandon Gardner slowly reeling him in, but was right with him off that initiation. Up the hill they come through outer zone 3. And looking good between the two as they come into outer zone 4. Right on the door was Brandon Gardner. Backs out of it just a little bit as they come through outer zone 5. Now up to outer zone 6. This is where we see Brandon Gardner trying to make that attack. A little bobble there from Gardner as he came into that outer inside clip. Ernestus out front doing a great job here so far as they come into outer zone 8 and really drive it home. And this is still, Ernestus will chase him down. Off the line, initiating in. Look at Ernestus. He was trying to find that way through, but whoa, Ernestus shuts it down. Ernestus shuts it down off of the initiation. Ernestus went super aggressive, but maybe something happened. Brandon maybe a little too long the e-brake pull, and it just messed up Ernestus' initiation. And oh man, by now I'm sure Brandon Gardner can hear there isn't a car beside him anymore, and he just needs to finish out that run. One more outside zone to go for Brandon Gardner to take home third place here, round 5 of the virtual drift.